Okay, says we're live. Hello, welcome. The construction may or may not be noisy today. I'm not real sure. So today we actually have the plumber here, and I think he's finishing up his lunch break, but he had gotten here just before it was like 11:30 or so. And then we had to the contractor was stuck in traffic from coming across town with the parts that we need to fix what the previous handyman had done. um, so, but yeah, so the general or main contractor got here and sort of walked the plumber through what we had planned for the bathroom and what needed to be done. They talked locations for pipes and stuff. Who knows? And so we may or may not have some noise soon. I don't know. But I suspect we will also probably have noise on Friday, whatever it is. Don't know. Hopefully, again, it's not too crazy and we can cover it up with sprints. But yeah, so yay. But also, I feel tired. But it's okay. We have the document open already because I was reading over and doing some editing before the stream this morning. I took a walk already. I made myself breakfast and lunch, which normally I just do lunch. So definitely, like, I've got all the things open that I need. But yeah, so that's where we are. Also, yesterday, when the noise was sort of bad, I took my dad and we went to the our local library has the Friends of the Library bookstore. So essentially a lot of the donated books that they cannot make room for in the local library, they put it in these other two buildings that have been donated to the Friends of the Library Association. And so they run a little bookstore. It's run by volunteers in like 2 to 3 hour shifts. Anyway, so I remember that there was something about a bag, like you could fill a bag for, $5 or $10 type of thing. And so apparently that's a Saturday only deal, but the volunteer was nice enough and gave us the Saturday deal on a Tuesday. So I walked away with like 6 books. My dad got probably about the same amount. Maybe a few less, but anyway. Yeah, so but I didn't feel bad about like supporting your local library. And some of them, 2 of them are from authors that 3 of them technically are from authors that I am very familiar with. And then there were 3 in a YA series, the first 3 in a YA series. And I was like, well, I'll take a gamble on the first 3 and see how it goes. So yeah, so I have new books that I did not need and that are now going to have to be added to my TBR. So yeah, that's where we stand with the Friends of the Library bookstore, and they call it the Front Porch Bookstore. So, but yeah, so let me see how you're doing, because I did ask. Happy Wednesday. How are you doing? Megan says, I have gotten out of the creative groove I was in, and you've been struggling to write, so you're just writing whatever comes to mind until something comes of it. That's the discipline aspect of it, because I know there are some writers who write entirely by the muse. And then there are the super prolific authors who swear by outlining and discipline and showing up every day and just writing something, anything. So yeah, it works. Becca says, hello, welcome. Megan says also, hello, everybody. Hello. Becca says, I told myself that I would stop working on homework when the stream started, but I'm almost finished. So you think you're just going to use the first sprint to finish it? Yes, I approve of this, because then you can have it out of the way and done, and you don't have to sort of like waste the time switching between tasks and like having that. I always have sort of like a delay with my brain. Some sort of like, it takes me 10, 15 minutes sometimes to really like snap into the new task, whatever it is. So you won't have that twice. You'll only have it once. So that I approve. Diamond says, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy hump day. You are working on documents still with your characters because you want them to be amazing for the readers and me. Yes. Yes, yes. Becca says, just got an email from KDP saying that you are eligible for audiobook virtual voice. Ooh, okay. Which means you pick a voice and you can publish an audiobook today. But like, is it a smooth, like virtual voice, or is it one of those sort of like halting, very, very obviously virtual voices? Like, because there are some AI voices or or virtual voices that are like a little closer to normal, like they have the pacing a little bit better. But then there are just some that like they're terrible. They're terrible. Like I occasionally get sucked into reading or listening to the like Reddit reads stuff, and a lot of them use virtual voices or text to speech type voices, and they're so very obviously like not a human reading reading things. So I would kind of want to know a little bit more about their virtual voice options and how they sound like when they're reading a text. Like, can you try it out? Can you like give it a paragraph and see what it sounds like? Is that an option? Becca says British voices that you can't do. Ooh, that's a good point. With like if you want an accent with your Arthurian YA that you wrote with your friend, that could be interesting. Megan says, make sure you read about what rights you are giving away. By doing that, you do not want to fall into a Spotify style trap, right? Yeah. Rachel says, made it back in time to say hello, but you're nursing a headache, so you may have to take a break. Yes, please. If you are not feeling good, by all means. You got your library card updated, and it seems like I'm going to be there a lot. The ladies at the desk liked me, and one had already looked at my book before. Oh, exciting! Yay! I'm trying to think where I put my new library card. I know I put the little card one because they come with like the snap, so you can put one on your keychain and one in your wallet or somewhere. And I'm trying to think if I stuck the wallet card in my wallet or if I stuck the key card in my wallet. But I think either way, one of them is there. Becca says to Megan, oh, definitely. Luckily, it's all on the up and up. It's just an AI voice. Not sure you want to do it, but kind of want to because it's kind of a dead book right now. Well, I mean, if you have no intention of spending the time yourself to do an audiobook, it might be an interesting one to try for sure. They have role-playing game nights. Ooh, and Ren Fair and Comic Fest coming up at your library. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Rachel also encouraging Becca to read the fine print. Becca says the voice is weirdly smooth. It does sound like a narrator. It's so strange, but it might be just their sample is really good to hook people in. Yeah, so that's why it would be lovely if you could like just plug in a sample paragraph and see how it reads. But also, like if you have uncommon names of characters, can you correct the pronunciation? So like if the AI narrator doesn't know how to say the name properly, the way that you want it to be read, can you edit that? Can you have that, like, because if you even if you have a name like Siobhan, Siobhan is not pronounced at all how it is spelled. So, like, what does an AI do with that? Does it know that it's Siobhan? Can you uh, edit and like have it correct its pronunciation? That kind of thing. So I where I would like to play with it. So, but yeah. Hi Nguyen, please stop spamming the chat with emojis. Becca says, I'm going to hold off until I learn more. Probably a good, yeah. As much as we want to like jump on it and have our books audio options. Megan says, I have 2 library cards now and I want more. This was actually something I was thinking about because the library card that I have, when I check the Libby app, there's like so many things that it doesn't have. So many things. And I wonder if, because it's a Pines library system, so it's supposed to be the library system can pull from across the whole state, or all the libraries that are included in it. But I think at this point, all the libraries in Georgia are included in Pines. So it's like, I don't know if there are other digital library cards that I could get. I think somebody was talking about like maybe one somewhere in LA, like didn't require you to have like address verification or something. So I don't know, but I don't know how that would work if like there's some sort of flag that pops up then of like, this person says they live in 2 different states all the way across the country. There might be an issue here. I don't know. So yeah. So this is where I don't remember what the names. Yes. I was like, what was this in reference to? You can tell where my brain is at in terms of like chaos. Rachel says they do have a list of books that are already done by the program. Maybe you could listen to a sample of those. That is a good option too, for sure. Becca says, unfortunately, they don't. Oh, it's in the beta stage. So you would be a guinea pig if you decided to try it. But it's really tempting though, because if you're one of the early adopters, they might push you more, like algorithmically ad wise situation. And also, if there's not a whole lot in there, would it push you up to in the rankings type of thing? I don't know. Megan says, I'm disappointed that the state library requires you to work for the state in some capacity. Is there like a headquarter library that's like the state library? That seems odd. Rachel says, I need to re-up my UNC/Duke library card since that's in a different system, right? Becca says, okay, so they let you listen to your book being narrated. It's really good. Like, what? And there is a pronunciation tab to change things if you need it. Oh, that's good. That's good. Rachel says, that sounds great, especially if you said it was a quote-unquote dead book, so not making anything for now. Yeah, I mean, I would be really, really tempted, but I would definitely read over once or twice the like terms of service and everything, and just see if there's anything related to like they can take your stuff. So Rachel says something perfect for experimentations in terms of like dead book. Yes. Megan says you should also consider whether you are ready to receive AI hate if you decide to go through with it. That's a good thing because to consider because yeah, as Megan says, the anti-AI community is intense. They weirdly pronounce some of the hard names correctly. Ooh, interesting. Nice. But again, dead book. So maybe it would be a good option. Yeah, Becca is still doing all of your audiobooks yourself. So I'm so because you know that Amazon is going to roll out things, and you know that when they are rolling out new programs, they do tend to, like, the early adopters of that, whatever the new thing is, tend to get seen more, tend to get pushed more. So it would be really tempting to be one of the early beta adopters for this. It would be very tempting. So you were always bummed that you couldn't do this one because the voices were supposed to be British, in which case, if they give you the option of a British narration, again, very tempting. I would not blame you at all if you wanted to try this. So, in fact, I would be curious to see how it went, and if you could make a video on, like, oh, look, here's how the beta works of this program. I mean, you might get some YouTube content as well as traffic to push it. Again, I would be awful tempted. In fact, I'm also awful tempted to go look at my email and see if I qualify for beta of this, even though I don't have a full manuscript to AI up. But I don't know. Rachel says, I would try it. I mean, you probably get more pushing, yeah, because of the algorithm and because there are fewer people in it if they're still beta or testing it. And AI is not going anywhere. Yep. We just need to choose which portions we allow. And you're doing all the other audio yourself. So, yeah. Megan says, oh, yeah, neither would I. Personally, I would try it, but I have no AI qualms. So, again, up to you, but I would be awful tempted. I would be very, very tempted. If, as it says, it's a smooth narration, you can correct the name pronunciations for places and people. And you can do the accent that you want. And because it does it automatically through coding, I guess, then you don't have to spend the time setting up your tiny little recording studio in your closet, putting up the soundproofing panels. You don't have to deal with, like, waiting for sirens to stop. You don't have to deal with waiting for, any of that kind of stuff. There's a lot of pluses to it. There's a lot of pluses to it. I would be very, very tempted. And I will just say that should you decide to do so, I would very much be interested in either a vlog or a series of shorts in which you show us how you do it or review it. Anyway, or you could do TikToks and then just repost them as shorts. Because, as you said, TikTok is getting you more traffic, is getting you more conversion rate. So if you do the TikTok and then just, you could even do a series of TikToks and then post them as a compilation on YouTube, because compilations do really well on YouTube, from what I understand. That could be fun. That could be fun. It could be an experiment. But I know you're also very busy doing your 90-day experimentation, fast drafting, publishing. So I don't know if you have the time and energy to sort of, like, put in an extra gear into things. So, HK, hello. Hello, and great timing. You came just in time to hear about this AI audiobook thing. This is all really interesting, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes. Yes, yes. Can't wait to hear more. Me too. See, that's the other thing is that I know that there are also a bunch of children's books that having the audio with the text is a good thing because you have that reinforcement of words and sounds. But not everybody can do silly voices. So if they have a silly voice narrator option as well, or is it just one narrator? If you have multiple characters in a children's book, would it allow you to switch narrators to have different, to have a cast of characters? That's Can you switch? If you have different chapters that are in different POVs, so if you have a male main character, female main character, or even if you have two female characters as your main characters, but they're different people, obviously, can you have the chapters read in different narrators' voices? Like how customized can this be? That's what I want to know. I want to know how customized can this be. Anyway, I'm also hyper fixating on this, being like, how do we do this? How do we get Becca's books to be like the perfect automated narration? And how can I learn as much as possible from this experiment? HK says, can't wait to hear more about it. Rachel says, hi to HK. Cool Gamer says, hey to Megan. Becca says, okay, so one name was pronounced weirdly, but you typed in the phonetic version and then it became perfect. That is exciting. That is exciting. HK says, hi, Rachel. Hello. Megan says, hi. Megan says, under this video, I'm seeing the current live. You're seeing comments from 7 years ago. What? Okay. Let me see what's happening. Okay, so I'm looking over at mine. It might be from the last video that you watched because I do not see any comments underneath the stream. I don't know, but I see no comments. Tis a giant blank swath of screen. See, just blank. all kinds of things. Oh no, it's the Inception. Anyway, your YouTube has been acting funny lately, so you don't know what's going on. Yeah, I can't tell you, but yeah, my computer has been doing something. It's like it will occasionally get pixelated black sections, and then if I move the mouse, it goes away or it blinks off in a few seconds. So I don't know if my monitor is dying or something else. I don't know. Anyway, I've scanned my computer regularly for the viruses, so hopefully it's not that. Hopefully my antivirus stuff is working. But anyway, so let me go ahead and pull a card for today. So, I'm having plotting issues again, so I may at some point during the stream go, if it's not going well, then I will go grab my grab one of my tarot decks and see what's going on with the plotting there. Okay, today we got the Lion, be generous of spirit. The Lion. There it is. Let's show y'all our big floofy kitty cat. There it is. There's our lion. Be generous of spirit. So, a healthy ego means you ease God's order instead of edging God out. The lion's spirit appears as a gentle reminder that you have been given the gift of pride and a healthy sense of your own worth to express your divine, authentic self in a unique way. You are both the king and the queen, secure in your prosperity and wisdom, and generous of spirit as you help others. Take pride in your ability to serve from the heart. Contentment with what you have right now allows you to use your resources wisely as you give to others in ways that educate, heal, inspire, and delight. Be proud yet humble. Practice gratitude, and you will find that the accolades that come to you are no match for the joy of knowing that what you have been able to do for others through expressing the bounty of generosity within you. The lion knows that there is a great savanna before you, and many who will benefit from the healthy expression of your unique set of gifts if you choose to work in partnership with the Spirit. All your relationships flourish as you express your worth and generosity of spirit with humility and kindness. What a blessing you can be to all. Very nice. So what I'm taking away from this, because that's a lot of talk. What I'm taking away from this is that you should know your own worth. You should know that you are your own authority figure. And that with authority comes the responsibility for taking care of others as well. So just like the kings and queens, or the emperor and the empress cards in tarot, you have that authority figure status. But with that, you also have the responsibility for nurturing those who come, or guiding them for those who come behind you. So it's an assurance that you are your own authority, though, which is nice, because sometimes my brain says, "Are you sure about that?" And I want to say yes, but it's inside my own head. So yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and do a sprinty sprint. I did upload the 60-minute version of the waterfall timer. So the last 30 minutes are the same as the 30-minute timer. Just the first 60 minutes are different. But first 30 are different. But we're not going to do a 60-minute timer today. I don't think I have the attention span for that by any means. So we're just going to start with the 30-minute timer and see where we go. All right. Share. Make big. Okay, let's do this. 1, save your document. Or if you have not pulled your documents up, now's a great time to do so. Second reminder is to make sure you have something to hydrate with, and go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. Three, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back with that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. And also don't forget that if you find the ambient noise irritating, just feel free to mute. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How are we doing? How are we doing? I got 171 words. I did work a little bit in my bullet journal. Um, yes. Okay. Okay. Um, so I pulled out two things. I pulled out the Lucid Dreamers deck. But I also pulled out my bag of runes, which I have not done in quite some time. Because I think I've mentioned before, I'm not proficient in tarot. I'm more familiar with tarot than I am with runes, but I am interested in runes. The only problem is that the set of runes that I got the basic like set and book from like Barnes and Noble. I hate the texture of them. Hate the texture of them. Anyway, here's my favorite card from the Lucid Dreamers deck. I just happened to be there. But that is my favorite card from the Lucid Dreamers deck. One of them. I like most of them a great deal. But yeah, here is the Hermit. I love all the gold foiling on there. But anyway, so Hermit's always a good card. It is that retreat to learn wisdom about yourself, the universe, whatever. Which is probably appropriate for being like, sorry, for having pulled out the runes today. Again, apologies, very much apologies, but so I won't talk too long. We'll go ahead and go for another sprint because I don't want to have y'all. Hopefully, it's not too noisy for y'all because hopefully some of the background noise is like filtered out. But just so you know, we will go to another sprint very quickly because I don't want to subject y'all to that. Anyway, let me say hello. Okay, so Becca's Anna and Bronwyn, the Priestesses of Avalon, is going to have an audiobook in about 4 days, which is going to be exciting. And that's the one that Becca wrote with Marnie, correct? I think that's right. Anyway, Mom Maggie is here and said, like and lurk. Yes, thank you very much. Hello, lovelies. Be blessed and happy productivity. Coffee Create Connect. Hello, welcome. Hello, everyone. Working, but you're hoping to get to writing soon. It's a perfect gloomy day to write a story where the weather plays a pivotal piece in what ultimately happens. Ooh, that sounds interesting. And also, how is everyone? I am doing pretty good. RA is also doing all right, making slow progress on a work in progress. Your working title is Voice of the Wind. Ooh, voice of wind. There's no the, just Voice of Wind. Nice. And also, hi Coffee, hi Maggie, hi Becca. Rachel says, other Rachel. Yes. Is it Mayo? Mayu? Mayo? You're on page 218 of Akatar. Oh, are you enjoying it? I hope you are. Just joined. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Becca says, I finished the rough draft of my first assignment. Now I just need to reread it. Ooh. Diamond says that is some good, awesome work. You thought of a awesome power for your character. It's going to be strange but cool. We like strange but cool powers. Very much so. Also, hey to Rachel back. James is here. Hello, you're reading Memphis by Tara M. Stringfellow. Ooh. There's a name I have not heard. Stringfellow. I wonder if they were if the family name came from people who strung instruments or people who made yarn and twine for a living. I don't know. Rachel says, just finished the short video for one of the shorts on Ream. You're editing the next section right now. Excellent. Yay. James says, I may do some writing today, though. We'll see. We shall see. It's a little slow, but you heard that it gets better in the second book. Okay, good. Good. Also true for you. You like the strange but interesting powers. Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our next sprint ready to roll. Second sprint, as always, for me is the self-promo sprint. So if you have something that you would like to promote that is writing adjacent, please make sure you take the time to do so during this second sprint. So that means if you have a YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page, websites, blogs, social media handles, etc., any of that is writing adjacent, please let us know where we can find you. Especially if you have a book out soon, book out recently, or book on sale. Please let us know where we can find your books. Yes. Okay. So my self-promo is, if you are not subscribed, please consider it. That's my self-promo. But here we go. So 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is that you are hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I added 882 words. Which gives me 1,053 so far today. So I've broken 1,000. Yay. My brain is not wanting to work today. I've gone back to sort of like creating characters or sort of trying to figure out a little bit more about character motivation, character personality, that type of thing with cards, or in this case, the runes. So I was looking through my dusty book of runes, also gold foiling on that. And they have some essentially like suggested spreads for different things. And so some of them are, as usual, they're geared more towards like reading yourself, reading a situation for yourself or someone else type of thing. But you can always read it for a character. Like that's always, for me, an option. Anyway, so apparently this book has one that is for 3 lifetimes spread. So if you have a character that you were essentially like, either you were doing like reincarnation with them, or if you are wanting to sort of like split their life into 3 different sections, and sort of like have this character reinvent themselves a couple times, which is the case in which I'm trying to develop for this character, is sort of like their life has been very segmented, and there's going to be very clear delineations between their for character growth, for how they were, how they are currently, what they're going to be in the future, and sort of like what feeds into that. So anyway, so this was called the 3 lifetimes spread that I was looking at over that side. And so you have the birth and childhood conditions, present, future in this life, past incarnation, future incarnation. And so again, I'm like very, very newbie for reading runes. And so I'm just sort of like getting a feel for the questions that you should be asking, and sort of like how to interpret their traditional meanings, I guess. And then how to apply it in the case of like a character who is going to have very clear delineations in their lifetime, which will feel like 3 different lifetimes. So, so I did that. So I pulled, it's really only, what is it? 1, 2, 3, it's 5 runes. So just trying to figure out one of the characters. And the first one that I looked up was the 3rd rune in the book. And so it's kind of I love Loki, the character, but I also love trickster gods and the different connections between them anyway. So the 3rd rune was one that was meant for signals, messengers, and also the god Loki. I was like, okay, kind of appropriate, I suppose, because this character is supposed to be slightly more of a trickster vibe. So yeah, so it feels appropriate. But it's also like apparently a card to sort of like watch out or be on the lookout for advice from someone. But it's also sort of a call to a new life or call to a new section of life. So I thought it was interesting. Anyway, so I haven't finished like the full interpretation, but and I may have to come back to it because my brain is not really wanting to focus on it. But I also like hate touching them. So the the stones they have used, they feel like a hard Tums or calcium tablet, and it just like it feels like it's leaving residue on your finger all the time. I would much rather have like a polished stone or even wood or some sort of resin. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to find some other like set of runes because tactilely I do not care for these. And these are fine because they're basic and whatever and good for, they're nice clear. What do I want to call it? Nice clear indentations, and they've put in ink or paint to highlight the rune, but it's just like I don't like the way they feel. So yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, how you doing? I know a couple of people popped in. I know Heather popped in, Louise popped in, Diane is here. James is here. I can't remember if I said hello to James before, but yeah. So anyway, don't forget that was the second sprint. So self-promo away in the chat. James says, I stream reading, writing, and productivity sprints every Thursday morning. Megan says, if you missed it, I wrote about the various disability models. Let me know what you think about it. And here is the Substack link for that. Or you can check out all of the things that Megan does, including the Threads account. So here is Megan's Linktree link. Here's where Diane says hi. Here's where Louise says hi. Here's where Heather says hi. Just in time. Yes, indeed. Hellos all around. Rachel says, do you stream on Twitch, James? I gave you a follow. James says, no, only here on YouTube. So there may or may not be another James Too Good on Twitch. Don't know. Lindsay says, popping in to lurk from work. It rhymes. Lindsay says, happy productivity to everyone. Happy productivity to you as well. Hellos, more hellos. Diamond says, so I know I like usual things, but here is my character's favorite food. Baked feta pasta, and her favorite dessert is cherry cheesecake. I think that sounds delicious. I am very, very sad that I only found out about feta and tomato pasta in a casserole dish after I discovered my lactose sensitivity. So I need to find a feta that is lactose free. Does that exist? Let me I don't even know if that is a thing, if that exists, because I know it's usually the harder cheeses that are free of lactose. Lactose free feta cheese. Does it exist? Yes, actually. So Follow Your Heart has I think it's a vegan company, has a dairy-free pseudo feta crumbles. Violife also has a dairy-free vegan feta block. So yes, the answer is yes. There are lactose-free feta cheeses, which is good to know. So now I'll be able to make that. I was like, why haven't I ever looked that up? I don't know. But it's, yes, baked feta pasta sounds delicious. So, and we have, what do we have? Is it the rigatoni? Yes, we have rigatoni, which I think would go well in that with some nice tomatoes. Anyway, Heather says, one of my favorite posts on your Substack was about sensitivity reading. Here's the link for that. Excellent. James got 207 words. Nice. Excellent. HK had to go pick up the sister and got no words. It's okay. You picked up your sister. And I'm sure y'all probably had some verbal words. So Diane says, I took a bit of a break. Also perfectly fine. Rachel will be moving chapters around. Ooh, make sure you save all of them before you move it. Louise says, still editing. It's all I do all day long. No writing new words until I've completed these tasks. Gotcha. Yep. RA says, I added a mug of tea to my belly. Nice. What flavor tea? And my brain is looking for whether or not a tiger would actually hunt/eat another large cat for this chapter. I know. So if you put a smaller large cat in the area, it might. So I think the question you're asking is, do tigers become not? I don't know if cannibals is the right term because I don't know. Okay, cannibalism among tigers, yes, there we go, is a natural phenomenon linked to factors such as social organization and territoriality. And unlike what some would like to believe, it is an occasional behavior and poses no threat to the tiger population. Okay, so it is a rarity, but it does happen. Less to do with hunger rather than and more to do with territory and a sort of like anger amongst tigers. Does that sort of answer the question with a quick Google search? Diane says, I ate peanut butter to counteract all the cookies I ate last sprint. But if you put peanut butter in cookies and you have peanut butter cookies, does that negate? Heather says, if anyone is interested in sensitivity reading or other editorial services, Heather can be reached on her social media here. Here's the link tree. Rachel says, uh-oh, a friend just lost her furry friend. Oh no. Must go help her. Have a good rest of your stream. I hope your friend feels better, and I'm hoping if it's like lost, you can find it, or if it's passed away, then I am sorry, and hopefully you can comfort your friend. Heather says, oh no, Rachel, see you later. Yes. Comment, hello. Hello. How are you? Coffee Crate Connects has hopped off for a few minutes, but got a lot done. Yay! Excellent. That's all I want. All I want is for us to get stuff done. HK says, my first rune set from way to many years ago was that way as well. Yeah, it's just tactilely, it doesn't feel good. You ended up upgrading to quartz crystal runes. Nice. I saw the last time I was in one of the local, well, not so local, the Atlanta metaphysical store, Dragon and Phoenix. They had a what I think was sodalite, and then so it's a nice blue, and then they had the runes were painted in gold. I was like, you're pretty, but I couldn't justify getting them until I like spent more time with the ones I had in the book I have. So yeah, but anyway, besides, I already have three. I have three little mini sodalite towers, which I don't know that I've ever showed these to y'all. So these, again, these were like from the Crystal Warehouse that is local. And I think they look like deep space. So it just looks like a galaxy, and can we get the light maybe? Of course not. The light is terrible. But yeah, so it looks like deep space to me. So it's a lighter blue than what is showing up on camera, but it's still very pretty. So I have three of these because I intended to make a triangle out of them, and they make a lovely triangle. So, but the first one is the one that has the most sort of like galaxy-like. This one is still sort of constellation-esque. But yeah, so this one is the one that I usually put in the forefront because it has the most clear galaxy to me. So again, super pretty. And It was $5.50. Like, this is why you go to a wholesale gemstone dealer instead of buying in the boutique, because you can get a lot more for your money. So yeah, that one was $5.50. This one was $7.25. And this one was $6.82. So they're very, very similar in size, but they're like slightly different. So, but yeah. But they make a very nice little triangle for myself. So yeah. But that was I was like, I can't justify buying another set of runes when I am not like learned enough. I haven't earned it yet. So but HK's like, lol, spend the money. So yes. Let's see, Diamond says, it's good to hear you can eat the baked feta pasta again. It's so good. Yes. Yeah. Now that I know that a lactose-free / dairy-free feta exists, I will be on the hunt for it. So back to work. Happy sprinting, everybody. Yes, we will be sprinting again shortly. So you're still debating between key lime pie or cheesecake. Key lime pie, 100%. For your character's favorite dessert. Oh, for your character. For your character, there's room for wiggle. But if you give me a choice between key lime and cheesecake, it's going to be key lime 100% of the time. 100% of the time. Thank you. Yes. Yes, pretty. That's like every time I go, that's why they were open last month to the public. And I was like, I cannot go. I do not have the budget. So it is very pretty. Yes. So I was excited and I couldn't decide between the three. And then I was like, wait a second, I could just have them all and make a triangle formation. So I did. So Megan also votes key lime. We love pretty stones. We do. We absolutely do. Megan says, but it has to be made with real key limes, which is super hard to acquire. I think the last time I bought like real key limes, we had to go to a Food Lion to get them. We didn't have to. We were there at Food Lion because Food Lion, oddly enough, usually has more beef ribs than most of the other stores around. It's kind of hard to find here in the South, for whatever reason. People tend to, by and far, prefer pork ribs. And my family has always done beef ribs. And so it occasionally is a little hard to find them, especially around the holidays that are typical for grilling. But Food Lion, for whatever reason, usually will have some. So we went to Food Lion, and they also happen to have real key limes. And they are tiny. They are absolutely tiny. So one time, just once, did we ever make them with real fresh key limes. Every time since then, I have known better, and I have just bought the bottle of key lime juice. So it's still made from scratch. I just don't have to squeeze them all and make my hands super sore. So Diamond says, thank you, Megan. We'll take that idea for the key lime pie. Diane says, I would be in so much trouble if I lived near a wholesale. Yeah, I am very glad that they open to the public about once a quarter. So, usually that gives me a little bit of time to save up. But, I spent a good bit for Christmas shopping and stuff. So, but yeah. Heather says, I didn't take a real break. You went to change the color of your link tree, and it looks like you deleted a lot of links. Oh no. HK says, I swear I need to visit the US just to shop crystals. Yeah, well, so we have a lot of mountains that we used to mine for crystals and minerals and things. But we also have a lot of gem shows because there's a lot of us who will pay money for them. I think the western half of the US has probably the bigger serious gemstones, but you can still usually find some sort of gemstone expo somewhere in one of the big cities. That's just kind of what usually happens. And it may be once a quarter, every 6 months, once a year type of thing. Anyway, Diamond says, in real life, I love both cheesecake and key lime pie. Yes, they're both very tasty, but if you give me a choice, I will take key lime. I am a tart sweet person. I love strawberries because they're tart. I love pineapples because they're tart. If you have ever had a honey mango, they get super, super, super sweet. But if you eat them when they're still not quite ripe, they are very tart and sweet. And yes, so I'm a tart sweet person. Ashley says, "Hi, I'm doing a sample edit. You did a ton of cleaning this morning. Ooh, nice. Nice and productive. Yes. All right, y'all. Let's do another sprinty sprint and get this all set up. And I will go put those towers. Yes, I do like the pomegranates as well. Yes. So, although I have tried cranberry juice, like just 100% cranberry juice, and that is too tart for me. I mean, I can hate like I drank the rest of the glass, but I was like, "Oh, that is way tartar than I expected." Like just pure cranberry juice. Um, so would not necessarily recommend 100% cranberry, but I would recommend the other things. So, all right, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I was just doing an editing pass because my brain was not coming up with new ideas. So we turned to editing. It's good, pretty good. But that was essentially a pass of 1,990 words, so a 2,000 word chunk. In terms of editing. So not a whole lot wrong with it, which is nice. Of course, this was one that I did that I've done other passes over. So it's not like a only been over once type of thing. But yeah, how we doing? How we doing? Save. Save. I'm about 700 words from moving my next sticky. But yeah. Let's see. So Heather has been adjusting the appearance of your link tree again, but the links are there. They have not disappeared. Yay! I'm so glad they're not gone. Plus, you think you got a branding color to work. Excellent. That's great. Diamond says, my character has this unusual power where she can turn into any animal from land or water. She can turn into any object, and she also has a rainbow power where she can freeze time. Okay. Okay, so she can be any animal from the land or the water. So does that mean she cannot become a bird unless it's a flightless bird? RA says, don't forget, lovelies, if you haven't heard, Smashwords is doing their free ebook week. Yes. Yes. Diane says 734 words. Excellent. Good. Becca ended up eating lunch and unpacking. Yay. You might just put a pen in rewrites and spend the rest of the day unpacking all that is left. You are so over having boxes everywhere. Yes, if you are at that point where you just need to get it done, definitely take the day, get it done, and then you can go into the rest of this week and the rest of this month having your place unpacked and regularly unpacked and mostly organized. I don't know what I was trying to say. She can also turn it into birds as well. Okay, but it couldn't fit in the comment. Gotcha. Alrighty, y'all. It is 3:30 already, so I think I am gonna say that this is gonna be it for today. So don't forget to save. Make sure that you are marking where you're leaving off, all that kind of fun stuff. I will hopefully see y'all in the chats. If not, I will see y'all on Friday. Again, plumber is here today. Hopefully everything gets wrapped up with the first plumbing situation. And then I don't know if they're going to come back tomorrow to do tile or to do electric, or if the electric has to be done before or after the tile. I would assume after, because we have to have light fixtures that come, there's not going to be any tile on the ceiling work. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what order it's going to happen in. So renovation is still probably going to be going on Friday, is my guess. So Heather has also done more admin tasks. Yay. Excellent. All right, y'all. Thank you very much. I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see y'all later. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.